These are the 7 most embarrassing mistakes you can make after making $200,000 from your coaching business to then making $0 in the past 90 days. Now, I want this video to be for coaches and consultants that have made some money with their coaching program and some sort of information product, but now you're struggling to maintain these high months like we did for one of our former clients, $45,000 in his biggest month. Now, these 7 mistakes you should avoid at all costs, no questions asked. In no circumstance should you ever make these 7 mistakes. And number 7, it's going to be at the end of the video, is going to be the most important, because if you make this mistake, you will permanently fry your audience. In other words, you will permanently destroy your brand and you will not be able to sell anything, even if it's a free product, ever again. So first things first is going to be the type of content, right? The type of content that you put out across all your social media platforms is so important, guys. There are 4 content pillars, which I made a separate video about. It's the VVLP system. I'm going to link it in the description below. But essentially, the type of content has to be strictly for your avatar, right? The type of content has to be not like making TikToks back in 2018, which is what this particular former client of ours did. He never really evolved into the type of content, the way to speak in 2025. And so the type of content that he kept putting out was just what would work back almost a decade ago. Not really for the people that he should be targeting for his specific business. He was targeting people that wanted a job, people that wanted handouts and were begging him in the DMs for donations, rather than targeting people that are at least making 10K a month to invest in the program, right? So the type of content is very important. And if you just try to hop on trends and viral trends constantly, you're never going to really get this right. And if you never get this right, you're never going to get this right. You're never going to make money. If you want to make $200,000, you need to follow the type of content, okay? Number 2 is going to be the consistency of content. Consistency, consistency, consistency. This is major. If you're just going to post once a week, don't ever imagine or wish to sell anything at a large scale to make $45K a month. You'll probably make $10 a month and that's about it. The more consistent you are with your content, the more your audience will trust you. Because if you just post once a week and disappear and then come back next week and then disappear again, that perpetual cycle, your audience is not really going to remember you. Your audience will just think that you're just there to post content just with no purpose or direction. But if you're going to be posting 3 times a day on short form like Reels and TikTok, you will then be recognized constantly online, because every time you post, it's going to come up on people's feeds. And the more variety of posts and the more frequency of posts means the more you're in their brains, which means that they are more inclined to then eventually want to be curious and find out, what's the link in the bio? What does he do? What does he do? And that's going to lead to more people come through the funnel and show interest in your program. Now, number 3 is going to be leveraging results, guys. This is crucial. Leveraging results. Results in students as well as your own results. Your own results and your students' results. And not fabricating this, because if you fake results, which by the way is pretty easy, but it's also easy to smell it from a distance, to smell a lie from a distance. So work on getting people in your program for free. So if you have a new coaching program with no student results just yet, focus on getting at least 3 to 5 people in and get them results. Your priority should be, okay, in the next month, I'm going to get my students so many results that I can leverage it and get another 5 people in and do the same, so on and so forth. And then your own results. Showing your own results from that business model that you're in. Now, this only applies in some cases, mainly in the make money niches. If you're in any other niche, it could vary. You might not actually have the ability to do this. For instance, we had a music coach that we worked with for a couple of months, almost a year, and he taught artists how to blow up on social media and on Spotify, but he didn't actually make music himself. So he couldn't quite show his own results, but he had enough student results to make money from it. Number 4 is going to be, guys, buying followers. Buying followers. Don't do this. I don't even have to explain too much of this. Just don't do this. You buying followers is a short-term solution to a long-term problem. Okay? So if you want to just make a lot of money off the bat and never make money again from your social media, buy followers. Right? You might risk making a couple $1,000s from it in your first month, and later on, you're gonna make, so let's say you make 30K in the first month somehow with bought followers, just because new real followers that come to you might think that those are legit. You might make 30K in the first month, and then guess what? 0 for 3 months. See a similarity? That's exactly what happened here. This guy bought followers too many times, too much of them, which just meant that his organic reach got completely ruined, which meant that his account got restricted on Instagram, which means that he didn't even post for very long. It was just a sinking ship, and as I said, a short-term solution to a long-lasting problem. This is the problem. You don't want this. You don't ever want to do this. Now, moving on, number 5, this is more like just being a good human being and business owner. Sorry, not community. This should be communication. That's probably the wrong spelling, but communication with team. So if you're going to be a business owner and a coaching program owner, the main coach in a coaching program, the main person that pushes traffic towards it, and you're not going to talk to your team, stay in touch, and your team has to keep calling you or texting you for days and days and days for you to finally respond, don't ever wish to achieve anything significant. Like, you can't possibly think that you're going to make 45K a month consistently. You're going to make that in the first month, you'll get complacent, you'll stop communicating, and then you'll come back every few days and act like you're locked in, but you're really not. So if you're committed to your business, if you're committed to showing your students great results, to showing that your business model actually works, to showing that you want to be posting good content, follow the right type of content, leverage your student results, not buy followers. Be in touch with the team, because the team is there to help you, right? The team is there to help you, to guide you, to show you what not to do, what to do, how the business is currently performing, how the leads are coming through, the quality of leads, what type of content to avoid certain types of leads. There are so many different things that if you don't do correctly, the team is not going to want to work with you, and it's just going to crumble at the end of the day. It's going to be a sinking Titanic, right? We actually have one of our clients say, please steer the ship before I crash the Titanic into an iceberg or something like that. Anyways, moving on, number 6, very close to number 7, but number 6 is going to be delays. Delays. This is different to communication, but delays in literally everything. When we say we want a YouTube video and you take 3 months to say that it's kind of ready and you never actually send it, that's just messed up. If you take a month to make a VSL correctly, that's messed up. The more delays you have in your business, the more delays you're going to have in your success. You're not going to make money if you're going to keep trying to push things later and later and later, because the team is ready for you. The team has everything ready on their end, and they can't quite control the content that you're going to put out. They can't quite control the VSL. You have to pick up the camera, record it on time. You have the script in front of you, provided by the team, by us, but you need to follow timelines. You need to follow the deadlines. Deadlines are so important. Deadlines. Okay? Now, number 7. This is what you guys have been waiting for. And this, believe me, was the main reason, well, a fairly big reason, I'd say about 60 to 70% of the reason why this certain coach stopped making money. Completely, utterly, everyone just stopped trusting him, and he couldn't even sell something for free, for $0. This is going to be making really bad and scammy stories. Stories on Instagram or TikTok and content in general that has scammy intentions. When you say things like, what if this is literally quote unquote on a story. What if I said that you could invest $1,000 and get back $10,000 a month by investing in square brackets business model? Those are the types of stories that this former client of ours posted. And we told him repeatedly to avoid these and just stop doing them, but he kept doing it just because he had these moments in the month where he was just like, I want to make money from info, I want to lock in. And he just made stories that just only made sense to him, but didn't quite make sense to us as the main operators of this operation. And so it just led to people not trusting him, people swiping up because of quick dopamine, and then realizing that, hold up, I don't quite have the right information. And this client, I guess 7.1 would be DMing people with no structure and greed. And just greed. Because when people respond to your stories, even if they're scammy, the best thing you can possibly do to make some money from it is at least hear the people's pain points, right? Have a set DM structure that you follow so you know what people struggle with and then try to sell them into something. I guess that's how you save yourself from doing scammy stories. But the further worst thing you can do is respond to people in the DMs and just say, how much do you have to invest? And they say 5K, and you say, bet, what's your phone number? And you call them up and just ask for money straight away. You're not going to make money. You're going to fry your audience. They're going to stop trusting you. They're going to start blocking you on Instagram. That's going to then further affect your account reach because people then don't like you enough. So this is going to affect your account more and more. And overall, you're going to ruin your entire brand. Like this one mistake will pretty much be enough for none of this to even matter. And forget about making 45K a month. You will be just like this person that made $0 in 90 days, in the past 90 days. If you want to be like him or anyone that's in this situation, follow these 7 things, right? Ignore what I just said and just do everything against this. But if you want to make real money from this, like 200K in revenue in the past couple of months or 45K in the largest month, post good types of content. Follow the VVLP content system. Link in description. Consistently post content. Leverage your results and student results. Don't buy followers, don't buy likes, don't buy anything, okay? Don't fall for any of these ads you see on TikTok or people reaching out to you saying, I can give you 10K real followers. No, they're not. You're going to get real followers by posting content to get organic reach. That's how you're going to get all paid ads. Communication with the team. Communicate with the team every single day. Every single day. If anything happens, any devastating news in your personal life happens and you have to take a few days off, fine. Tell the team. Any delays with making videos, VSLs, anything related to the business, avoid them at all costs, prioritize it because you're going to make money from it. And posting scammy stories and just scammy content in general where you're just trying to sell the dream and talk like a literal grifter. You don't want to do that. So if you're a coach, consultant, online business coach, owner, whatever you want to say, and you want to work with us, with myself and Jack right there, there's a link in the description below to apply for a partnership. It's just a quick form, a couple of our results, case studies, etc. over there as well. You can have a look. And if you are interested, you can fill out the quick type form. And then if we like the responses on it, we'll personally reach out to you and organize a private call with you as well, and see how things can work out from there. So hope this video helps, and please don't make these mistakes. Let's get it, mate.